All right. So Jason,
Yes,
everybody
sir.
wants to get more listings. Everybody wants to get them faster. Everybody wants to get them easier. And they all want to use AI. So I turn the floor over to you, my friend. Take it away.
Thank you, Tom. Thanks for having me. I hope everyone's having a fantastic day. And in the spirit of what Tom was sharing about the importance of focus, today we're going to explore the power of AI through the lens of how can you determine your highest and best use? We're living in a day and age right now where there is unprecedented technology to scale your marketing, to scale your operations, to help you do more, to help you do it faster, to help you do it better. I'll explain all that, but really I want you looking at this through the lens of what's my highest and best use? Where should I be concentrating my energy, my skills, my input to reach the largest cross-section of consumers in your local marketplace? I'm super excited to be with you today. Tom already mentioned it several times over. I'm going to mention it again. All of my slides, and there are many, we're going to go through, they're going to go step by step by step on executing 3 different listing focused strategies that all rely upon the power of AI to scale your operations. So again, it's 3 listing attraction strategies. There are several slides that explain this step and then this step and then this step, and all the slides are going to be included, not coming from me, but coming from Tom. Tom will give you everybody's slides, not just his own, everybody's slides, so that you get everything you need to be able to go back to and refer to your notes and my notes and the slides so you can take action, because you know the expression that ideas are easy and execution is where all the money gets made. So without further ado, let's open up the presentation. Today, you should be seeing my screen. Hey, Hector and Tom, just so you know, I cannot see the chat any longer, so somebody interrupt me if something funky starts to happen. All I see is my slides right now, and I'm going to keep on talking for the next, let's call it 30 minutes, to help you list smarter, not harder, using AI to power your listing attraction strategies. If there's a question that maybe we don't get to, or you have a challenge or a thought that you want to share with me, just scan that code right there. It's going to link you up to all my social media accounts. I want to be a resource for you on Instagram, on YouTube, on whatever platform you're the most active. I want to be there as a sounding board, as a coach. I am a coach with Tom Ferry, and I've been doing it for 7 years now. And I want to be a part of your journey in terms of leveraging AI to scale your marketing to do more. So I have a moment of rhetorical reflection I invite you to consider right now, which is, how do you really feel about AI? Are you terrified of AI? Are you excited about AI? Do you think you know more than you really know? Do you use it too much? How do you feel about AI, specifically looking at it through the lens of how can AI help you do more in your business? How can it be a useful tool to scale your operations? And I know a lot of folks who are on this webinar today are maybe like, well, I think I've heard of GPT, and maybe you don't have a super deep knowledge of AI. You're about to get one pretty darn quick. But regardless of how you might feel, oh, AI is going to replace me. AI is going to be, we've seen the movie, we know what Skynet is. I would argue to you that you need to recognize the importance of generative AI as a tool, as a resource, as a technology that can enhance you, not eliminate you. It's not going to replace you. Right now, we're in a day and age where the AI tools that exist are doing partial sequences of your marketing to help you, but they're not going to do everything you need them to do. They're not going to do all of it. It's part of it, not all of it per se. It's going to enhance you, not eliminate you. And so the question is, how can AI be a force multiplier in your marketing? How can AI help you do more, do it faster, do it better? At the end of the day, AI is a process applied to what you do. So think of it like this. If you're doing 0 marketing right now, and just nothing at all, then no amount of AI is going to save you or help you. It's about you times AI. If you're doing like 0 times a billion is 0. 0 times 100 is 0. 0 times 1 is 0. If you're not doing anything, AI is not going to help you. But if you are doing marketing and you're looking to strategically scale your marketing mix to reach more prospective sellers in your local marketplace, AI can help you do more, do it faster, do it better. So the first point of reflection I want you to wrestle with is, how do you feel about AI? Because how you feel about AI is going to determine your willingness to work with AI. The second question I ask you is, what's in your AI toolbox? Right now, today, and I'm asking rhetorically, what are the tools you're using? Here's sort of a glimpse of some of my tools that I like to use. ChatGPT, Adobe Firefly, Dolly, there's a whole mix of them here. And we're not going to get into tremendous detail on a lot of these, but I'm showing you this image to give you a sense of the amount of opportunity that is in the marketplace. There are so many AI tools that can scale your marketing, multiply your marketing. Now, today we're going to focus on 3 specific strategies designed to get you more listings powered by AI. Again, 3 specific strategies designed to get you more listings powered by AI. And the first is going to be a custom GPT. I'll explain in a second. And then we're going to talk about services pages. And then we're going to talk about a strategy called robot mail. Kicking it off first, we'll talk about a custom trained GPT. Now, first, you might be like, what's a GPT? It sounds familiar. And that's because you've heard of ChatGPT, OMG. ChatGPT is really the catalyst that kicked off all this conversation about AI and generative AI and how it can scale your marketing and your operations. And if you're unfamiliar with ChatGPT, this session is not a primer. It is not an explanation of ChatGPT, but just for kicks and giggles, here's a simple definition or understanding of what ChatGPT is. It's a chatbot. I literally asked it, hey, describe what it is and does, as if explaining it to a child. And it explained that it's a computer program that you can talk to, and it will try to understand what you want it to do and then do the things for you. And it mostly interacts with you through a chatbot. Now, let that point soak in. You're familiar with chatting. When you text somebody, you text, they text, you text, they text. This is the same thing, only instead of texting with your friends, you're texting with a generative AI, and you're having a conversation with an AI whereby it can answer questions for you. It can give you ideas. It can help you write out scripts and dialogues and do a lot of different activities, some of which we're going to explore in detail here today. Suffice it to say this, the world has changed. And you can either change with it and leverage it to your advantage or not. We're in a world now of prompting, i.e. communicating with an AI, telling it what you want it to do versus writing, designing, analyzing, editing, coding, researching. I want you to recognize the paradigm shift. When you think about yourself as a marketer, you're the one writing the copy. You're the one doing the research. You're the one designing the thumbnail images and the graphics and all the stuff that goes along with your marketing. We live in a media-first world where, candidly, if you aren't creating content for social media, for emails, and elsewhere, I dare say you're not even marketing. This is a world where it's a lot of media to compete in marketing. And the question is, how are you leveraging AI to save yourself time? We're living in a world of prompting. It's kind of like being the boss. So I would ask you like, hey, if you're somebody who's pretty good at being bossy, then you're going to be awesome at prompting, because the more specific and the more bossy you can get in terms of telling the AI exactly what you want to know, exactly what you want it to do, the better it's going to be in terms of serving your outcomes. Now, in particular, I'm talking about ChatGPT, and I'm going to try to keep this as non-advanced as possible. So let's just keep it really super simple. ChatGPT is an AI. We call it a generative AI. And you access the AI through a chatbot where you type and you talk and you say whatever the heck you want, and it replies based upon what you say. It can understand you as if you're talking to a true intelligence. And because of that, it can help write and sound like you and do a whole bunch of marketing that's been costing you loads and loads of time. Now let's go one layer deeper. Within ChatGPT, there's a feature that a lot of you don't know about and you're not using, and you should consider using it. And it's called a custom trained GPT. You can train your own GPT within ChatGPT, and you're seeing a screenshot of some of mine. I'm going to pop over to my Google Chrome, and I've got them. I'm going to click on just my name down here. I'm going to click on my GPTs, and it's going to load this screen. You can see I've got different GPTs I've trained. I can here customize a version of a GPT for a specific purpose. And I want to show you just some sense. This is one I wrote. This is one I wrote called No Actually, and it's just a goof. I was just testing what it can do. And it just disagrees with anything I say, just because that's my personality and I'm kind of dry like that. This one here is called Content Muse. And if I click the edit, I'll show you how I trained it. I named it. I had the AI create a little icon for it. I gave it a description. I gave it lots of instructions on what I wanted to do. Its purpose is to help me create more content. And then you can give what are called conversation starters. You don't have to do any of those. But this is the part I want you to see. This is interesting. There's a section here called knowledge, and you can upload your own materials. So what I uploaded was a PDF that includes every blog I've ever written. And so I am training, and I have trained this AI to sound just like me so that it can streamline and work even faster in terms of helping me make more content. Now, I'm not talking about this one today. I just wanted to use this as an example of what it means to train an AI. I'm talking about one in particular I called Seller Stories, craft engaging listing descriptions, captions, and multi-use copy. Start working smarter, not working harder. And let me show what I mean. This is an AI, and I'm going to just pop over to Google Chrome, and I'm going to click it open so you can see how it's been trained. Seller Stories. I named it, I gave it some instructions, and then it's ready for the races. And you can save it where anybody or only me can use it. And the use case I want you to consider here is, what if you're running a team? And what if you want your team to be able to sound like you, and you want to create a layer of consistency in the way you talk about your listings? Or it could be other facets of your experience for buyers and sellers. So here, I love this thing. I write photo descriptions based on the uploaded images. The photo description should be whimsical, to the point, make you laugh. Now these photos, they happen to be in my Dropbox. This is a condo I used to own like a decade ago. And so I grabbed the photos of my townhouse, and I didn't give it any details, none at all. I just loaded them in there, and then that's the only instruction I gave it. And I'm trusting that the AI is going to use optical recognition to see the images and understand what the pictures are of without me telling it anything. And so here's what it came up with. It did pretty darn well. And so the first one, I just love it. I'm going to show you the photo that goes with it. It says kitchen and living area. It's using this photo, the first one I gave it. Whip up a storm in the kitchen while your guests marvel at your culinary skills from the plush comfort of the living room. It's an open concept, so you can't blame the burnt cookies on being away from the oven. And I was like, ha, 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 giggle, giggle, giggle. It was funny. And I'm not saying you have to be funny in your captions, but I am saying, what would it be like if you had an AI that could help you write the voiceover scripts for all your video tours, could help you write the listing descriptions, the photo descriptions, and all the marketing related to your entire listing process? And what if you could talk about how you scale that down to your team members so that they can sound and list like you, and the team value proposition carries forward? Here's another one. This one was funny too. Master bathroom, and I'll put the photo up there. It says a bathroom with enough counter space to display your collection of boutique soaps that nobody's allowed to use. It's clever. It's effective. It makes it easier to do more, to do it faster, to do it better. So my question out of the gate, as we're talking about what are some ways to use AI, and the first way is you can custom train GPTs to replicate yourself. I ask you, are you an amateur or an expert when it comes to AI? This may be a first point of exposure to, oh my gosh, I didn't know any of this stuff was out there. That's okay. Everybody starts somewhere, but the next step is your commitment to learning. Are you interested or committed? Are you an amateur or an expert? And if you're somebody who's looking to go really deep and really determine, hey, I want to take advantage of this game-changing technology and I want to go next level in terms of how I market myself, you may be interested in a private program we're offering called AI Marketing Academy with me. And this is not like an online course. This is a virtual workshop with me. It's limited seating. We have 13 spots left right now. Scan that code if you want to get one of them. It's not a webinar. It's an actual group training session with me where I can see you, you can see me, we ask questions. And it's 8 sessions over 4 weeks where you're going to learn the art and science of prompting. You're going to learn how to streamline and scale your content creation. You're going to learn how to replace graphic design and video editing and leverage AI to help you do more, do it faster, do it better, to multiply your marketing. Again, there's only limited seats left, so scan that code and make sure you grab your seat. The next session is coming up in the next couple of weeks, the program is launching in the next couple of weeks. So scan the code before seats run out. List Smarter strategy number 2. This one is technical, but it's mission critical important, is services pages. Services pages. Get this. Almost half of all Google searches have local intent. Well, what does that mean? Well, think about it. Well, if you're Google, your value proposition is you've got this magic search bar, and your job is to show the most relevant results on the search results page based upon whatever I type into that magic search bar. So if I type, can eating a hot dog permanently change my voice? Its job is to take me seriously, scour the internet, and find the most relevant information and then display it to me in rank order. That's the job of Google. So think about it if you're Google and you realize, wow, almost half of our searches are in fact looking for something local. You'd start to take that really seriously. And if you look at the data even more closely, almost all local intent searches are even more specific than that. What they're really looking for are local businesses. You could put it like this. People search Google for local businesses more than pretty much anything else. And to me, that smells like a massive opportunity to be discovered by prospective customers on Google. And the way you're going to get found is through your Google business profile. On the last webinar, we touched on this. You may or may not have caught that. Your Google business profile is your gateway to Google. It's your gateway to getting found by customers online. And in this screenshot here, it says best realtor in Huntington Beach, California. And here's one of my personal coaching clients, Sack and Stone Team Realtor, ranking in the top of what's called the Map Pack. And because of this, they're getting found by customers more readily. They're getting sellers who are reaching out. So I'd ask you this question, because you're probably thinking like, well, hang on, how many agents are in my local marketplace and how competitive is it to get into the top 3? And I would tell you it's super competitive, but most agents don't know what I'm about to share with you. First question, what do sellers search on Google? We know buyers search for homes for sale, waterfront properties, properties under $1 million. We know that sellers have a way greater appetite to search for agents. Sellers are looking you up on Google, and the question is, are they finding you or your competitors? Think about it if you were a seller. You're looking for someone who has the skills and the resume to get the job done at the best possible terms for you, the seller. And so it's natural for you to start vetting the competition. Where are you going to do that? On Google. And so your Google business profile is your ticket to getting found by more prospective sellers. If you want to get more listings, you need to dial up your local SEO to get found by more prospective sellers. But here's the trick. The trick isn't just tinkering with your Google business profile. If it were only so simple as tinkering with your Google business profile. No, the trick is to recognize that Google is always Googling you. Google's looking you up. Google's saying, hey, this is what you claim about yourself on your profile. But when we look you up on your own website, your domain, here's what it says about you. One of the best ways to get your Google business profile to rank higher in the search results is to improve the SEO and the findability of you through the lens of sellers looking for you on your website. So let's peek at this for a second here. This is again our map pack, and look at Gantry, another one of our rockstar clients. And it says their website mentions top realtor. Proof, Google is Googling you. It's pulling keywords off of your website that reinforce why it should rank you versus the thousands of other agents in your marketplace when somebody's looking for the top realtor, the best realtor. And this, if you're not seen, you're invisible. You're a secret agent. Being discovered by a prospective seller is the starting point to getting more listings on Google. And more and more and more, we know that consumer behavior is such that they're going on Google to do more research. So the question is, how do you look when they look you up, or are you invisible? Now, take this in mind. Your website is ambiguous. Your website is vague. Your website is not giving Google the keywords it needs to gain a context of who you are and who you're for. So for example, your website might have a button that says, why work with me? Or why hire us? Why hire who for what? From Google's standpoint, in terms of trying to understand who you're for, this is super, super vague. So the call to action here is for you to go back to your website and clarify with keywords that help you rank. So what are the most important keywords? And first, what is a keyword? A keyword is any term somebody might search in Google that Google understands, aha, they're looking for this, they're looking for that. So what are the most important keywords? They are as follows, and they're broken down into 3 columns: nouns, verbs, modifiers. Once again, I'm going to make sure that you get all the slides so you can see this and you can integrate it for yourself. And I'm going to give you an AI super fast hack here in just a moment. Nouns. I should see the name of your business listed out. Not me, not us, not I, not our, but the name of your business. So Jason Pantana, Tom Ferry, what is the name of your business? So Google has context and you're building SEO for the name of your team, for the name of your brokerage, for the name of you as a service provider, first and last name, for instance. Number 2 is the location of its business. Nashville, Milwaukee, 12 South Nashville, neighborhoods, terms that give Google context for where you conduct business. And then last, the trade of your business. Words like realtor, real estate agent, real estate broker, that sort of a thing. Verbs, purchase, invest, sell, list, buy, move, relocate, explain what you do, the scope of the services you actually provide to consumers. We're going to circle back on this one in a second. I'm going to double down on that middle column here in a moment. And then last, modifiers. Phrases like best, top, listing, luxury. How clear are you explaining to Google who you're for so that when somebody runs a search with these types of keywords, Google's like, oh, I have just the match. This is the perfect agent, and therefore they rank your profile because your website was dialed in. And your website reflects either good or bad on your Google business profile. Now, when I go to your website, I see a page like why hire us, why work with us. You need to get super clear about your services pages. When I'm talking about services pages, I'm expecting to go to your website and I'm going to see a navigation on your menu that lists out all the different services I could hire you for. What can I hire you to do? You can't just say, for all your real estate needs, call me. That lacks the specificity Google demands. What I'm calling for is that you create individual pages on your website for every one of these services. Buying, selling, luxury, investing, commercial, new construction, residential development, a custom dream build, relocation, join the team, make a referral. Build out a web page for each one so you're building up your SEO so that when anybody ever searches for anything like that in your market area with the right nouns, verbs, and modifiers, naming your business, naming the kind of business you do, naming the services of your business, and then specifying some of those modifiers like best and top and listing and luxury, you are positioning yourself to get found by every seller out there who's been abandoned by their agent. It's Jimmy Mackin who says every seller who comes to you for the first time is somebody who is abandoned by their buyer's agent. And so I'm asking you, what are you going to do to position yourself to be the one who swoops in and takes advantage of that opportunity? Now, a couple of tips. Here's some prompts. This is the prompt that I'm giving to you today that you can just plug into ChatGPT and have it write all the copy for you. I'm not asking you to write these web pages. Say, let this thing write it for you and infuse the keywords of your specification of whatever you say need to be in there. So here's my buying a home prompt. And here's my listing for selling a home prompt that you can plug into ChatGPT. And then when it gives you all the outputs, you just send an email to your web developer and say, I want a page for every one of these. Here's all the copy. And Google will then crawl your website, add all that content to its brain, its index. And whenever somebody starts looking for somebody just like you, it knows you're the person for the job. I think about AI and I think about what Tom has said, that we're exiting an age of how and we're entering an era of what and who. What AI are you going to use to help scale your marketing to levels never before realized because you have limited time? And AI is saving you time. Last one, and then we're out of here or back onto the next session, is robot mail. This one's quite exciting, and this one is right in line with what Tom was saying. So Tom was saying before, hey, just listed postcards they're just a dime a dozen. It's just a way to blow money and not stand out, not differentiate yourself. If you look at any kind of consumer surveys that talk about what consumers value in listing agents in particular, you're gonna zoom out and look and realize, man, all the feedback from sellers says the same thing. They're looking for an agent who's different, who does more, who can do it faster, who can do it better. They're looking for something that's not mediocre. Everybody's trying to escape the sea of sameness, and they want to work with the upper echelon, top tier agent. And the question is, does a just listed postcard achieve that for you? No, I don't think it does. But I have a strategy that might, and we call it robot mail. Tom also mentioned this before, that whenever a property lists and sells, it creates a chain reaction, a domino effect of for sale signs. The neighbors see it happening and they think, oh, we should do that too. Well, the Jensens are doing it. Maybe we should list and sell our home too. And so the fact of a yard sign, the fact of a sale in any area is no doubt going to spark the talk of the neighbors. They're paying attention. And the question is, are you positioning yourself as their choice listing agent, or are they going to go to somebody else? I do coaching calls a lot with my coaching clients, and I'm talking to coaching clients who are at different levels in the business. Some are selling, 20 or 30 houses a year. Some are selling 1,000 houses a year. It's all over the place. And it doesn't matter. I give the same advice. What's your listing leverage plan? How are you going to leverage the listings you've got to get more listings? And this idea is one such idea to help you knock those dominoes over, to create a chain reaction, and be the one who reaps the rewards of future listing opportunities from the neighbors around your own listings or around the listings you have access to, maybe through your team or through your brokerage with the right proper consent. Okay, this is going to be a couple of parts sandwiched together. So together, we're going to build a sandwich. Layer one of our sandwich is a script from Jimmy Mackin, who's going to have more scripts for you later on today. This was a script he shared end of last year. And it's an email that's designed to go to your contacts, i.e. your sphere of influence contacts, past clients, your database. And it says name, so it'd be like, Jason, we're about to list a property in the next 24 hours that I believe will sell within 7 to 10 days. The home is located in, and then you put the neighborhood, Lexington, Massachusetts, and it'll be listed for 1.2 mil. Forward this email to a friend who knows, who you know is in the market but hasn't found a home yet. Here's my personal cell, 555-555-5555. They can call me directly and I can give them all the details before it hits the market. Sincerely, Jimmy Mackin, PS, if I don't pick up, be sure to leave a voicemail. That's a flipping amazing script that you send to your database the day before the listing goes live so that you can see if you can stir up opportunities, just like what Tom showed you with Chris Benjamin in his video. It's all about leveraging the listings you've got. Well, what if you took this script and what if you modified this script for all the neighbors around your listing so you could capitalize on that chain reaction of opportunities? And here's what it looks like as if it were a handwritten note. Dear neighbor, and you can read it. I won't read the whole thing again. It's simply been transposed to be appropriate for a neighbor versus a database contact. So we have two scripts. One goes to your database contacts. We're building on that with a second script that's designed to be leveraged as a handwritten note. Everybody knows handwritten notes are incredibly personable, but they're also ridiculously cumbersome. Writing a handwritten note is hard to do. It takes a lot of work. But I have an idea for you that I want you to consider with an open mind, leveraging the power of AI. First problem with handwritten notes I want to address is the fact that, well, I want to send 100 handwritten notes to the neighbors. I'll come to the issue of that's hard to do. I'll cross that later. But I don't want to send the exact same note to every neighbor. That's going to look like cheesy. I want to vary what every neighbor gets. All right, fine. We can use AI. This is GPT, and I wrote this prompt. I'd like you to compose 100 variations of the script in quotes below. The varied scripts will be used in handwritten notes to 100 neighbors proximate to a subject listing referenced in the sample script, so as to avoid sending every neighbor the same exact letter, which might seem less genuine. Please maintain the structure of the script, the approximate length of the script, and its key points. Additionally, do not vary any of the contact information. Please export all 100 scripts in a spreadsheet. I bet you didn't know you could do that. You can export it as a spreadsheet. The sheet should have the following columns: A, recipient name; B, recipient address; D, customized letter copy for that respective neighbor. And then I pasted the sample script and then I went poof. And then ChatGPT spit out the data. I'll show it to you in a second. Now, a couple of notes. ChatGPT is not just about texting back and forth. It can work with documents, spreadsheets, images, videos, PDFs. It is a multimodal, multi-medium AI for working with all different types of media. That's an FYI for you. Now, it spit out this spreadsheet, and I'm going to blow it up so you can see it a little bit here. And it's got every varied script, 100 different rows of all the neighbors. Now, I'm giving you partial data. You would obviously want to put in the name of the neighbor and their address, because what we're going to do next is we're going to send this spreadsheet to a handwriting company. There are robotic companies, I'm going to give you a bunch of names in a second, that can use their own fonts or your fonts, and they hold pens and they can write customized handwritten notes. What's crazy is they can vary the kind of pen they use. They can slant their writing. They can press harder or softer. They can vary their line spacing so that you could make every neighbor's note look just a little bit different. So it truly looks as if you wrote every neighbor a handwritten note. Here are the name of those companies. You can look at Handwritten, Quillbot, Handwrite.io, Letter Labs. Their costs vary. It is more expensive than postcards. But you know what? Standing out comes at a premium. Here's what I want you to picture yourself doing. Leveraging your listing to the hilt so that every neighbor talks. Did you see what they did? Did you see what that agent did? Did you see how they did that? Oh my goodness, that agent absolutely floored me with this letter. Did you get the same letter? Yours is different than mine? Oh my God. I can't believe they took the time to write 100 different letters. Oh my goodness. And then when they find out you didn't, they're going to be like, you're a marketing genius. And you're going to be better positioned to win those listings. I invite you to consider that geographic farm that's dominated by a listing agent that you want to break into. And I want you to imagine sending 100 neighbors around your new listing as you try to break into a new farm, these types of letters, and see how they respond. Tom's right. A standard just listed postcard is insufficient. And we all know one of the best ways to get more listings is leverage the listings you've got. How can you use AI to scale what you're doing? How can you use AI to help you stand out? How are you standing out now? And how much more could you be standing out with AI deployed to help you do more, to help you do it faster, and to help you do it better? AI is a force multiplier of your marketing. Zero marketing, no more. You plus times AI, you're going to take the market by storm. Again, if you want to go deeper on AI, make sure to scan the code. When I spoke last, I have no idea if the seats are even open or not. I have no idea how many of you scanned those codes and enrolled yourself in AI Marketing Academy. It is not a course. It is a live instructed session with me where your camera's on and mine's on, and we're talking to each other in a small group setting, walking through 8 sessions over the course of 4 weeks to help you integrate marketing, to help you integrate AI to scale and multiply your marketing. It's going to be step-by-step, a lot of screen sharing, homework, you doing the work so you leave this program as an expert of AI, scaling your marketing, and crushing the competition. AI is not going to eliminate you, but the agent who uses it effectively, they're going to leave you in the dust. I like what Zuckerberg said. And Tom, I'm about to wrap up here. The biggest risk is not taking any risks. In a world that's changing quickly, the only strategy that's guaranteed to fail is not taking risks. What looks risky to you? What's the step you're going to take right now in your business, in your life right here today to put yourself in the position to win more listings and crush the market, to do what Tom said, to front load the marketing? And the fact that you're here today tells me you're exactly the kind of person who's willing to take the right strategic risks and scale what you're doing. Thanks, everybody.
Jason, thank you so much, man. That was outstanding, outstanding. So, man, you and I get to spend a lot of time together. And every time I do, I think to myself, I need to read more. I need to study more. I need to learn more. I know the seats were limited on the AI course. So if you hit that QR code, even if you're not able to register this time, we will put you in first position to do the next one. What I love about this is, again, like what all the coaches went through, Jason, and they were like, first couple of weeks, they're like, I'm so overwhelmed. That everybody finally, like 2 weeks in, they were like, oh, it's like the light bulb goes off and everybody gets it. And everyone that participates with you, I'm sure many people were overwhelmed today, right? The more they jump in, the more they, mess around, that's how you learn. So Cool, partner. Why don't you bounce? I've got Coach Alicia Essig coming up next. So Hector, go ahead and pop in Alicia if you can.